Hi, I'm Akiko Sudano from StampinInTheMeadows.com in Downingtown, Pennsylvania. Today, I'm making a Christmas card with the new Stampin' Up! Coming Home bundle. I wanted to use the new Stampin' Up! Festive Felt Pack to make the snow. I've wanted to play with die-cutting felt for a long time now, and I thought that snow would be a good, simple starting point. Here's a sample of the card we're going to make. I used the pretty Trimming the Town DSP for the sky, and you can see the felt as the snow on the ground. I used a rotary trimmer to cut a 3-inch piece of Stampin' Up! Felt, and that went pretty well. And then I was very surprised at how cleanly the felt cut with the dies. I had two nice snowbanks from that 3-inch cut. In my sample, I adhered the felt directly to the DSP, but for the card making today, I'm adhering it to a Whisper White die cut first, and it makes the snow much brighter. I'm covering the Whisper White liner with liquid glue, and then I'll lay the felt on top and press firm. I did a lot of stamping, coloring, and die cutting ahead of time. I stamped all of the die cuts using Tuxedo Black ink on Whisper White cardstock. I stamped 3 houses, 3 large pine trees, and 2 small pine trees. Now I'm ready to color the remaining pieces. I did all the coloring with Stampin' Blends. I used Daffodil Delight on the windows, the same as on the other 2 houses. I used Smoky Slate on the roofs. I used the dark marker on the thin roof lines. And I used a blending technique on the large house roof. Lightly color the middle with the light marker. Outline it with the dark marker. And blend it all together with another coating of the light marker, starting by coloring in a small circular motion. Repeat the process for the last roof panel. Now I use real red for the house, but first I have to get this little chimney. Now let's color this last little house. I've laid down some color, and now I'm switching markers as I go into the different parts of the house, and I move between coloring and blending. The real skinny areas between the doors and windows are just colored with the dark marker. I continue this until I'm happy with the results. I finished the house by coloring the door with a light soft suede Stampin' Blend. All done. Now I'll color the last tree with the same blending technique as I used on the tin roof. I work one section at a time and I color it with the Old Olive Stampin' Blends. Hopefully I'll get some music in here soon so that it's not quite so dry. And we'll finish the trunk off with light soft suede. Now that we're finished with the coloring, we'll get back to our scene. I need to stamp a bare tree, and I place the snowbank on the background to get my position. I move it up to the dark grid line on my stamping mat. I remove the snow and stamp the tree in early espresso ink. Now I'm ready to adhere my snowbank. Add glue to the back, place it on the scene, and press firm. And now I'm adhering it to a white mat for more contrast. I'm going to stamp a little smoke coming out of the chimney. And tuck in our little tree behind the snow. Now I'm ready to add the house. I'm using dimensionals on the part that touches the DSP and liquid glue over the snow or the felt. I check the placement of my dimensionals before putting on the glue, and once I'm happy, I add the glue and peel off the dimensional covers. I place the house in the scene, check the alignment of the chimney and smoke, and I press firmly. To finish the house, I need to adhere the two smaller die cuts together, which I do with liquid glue. Then I add dimensionals to adhere it to the front of the larger house. I love the look of this multi-layered house. The little die cut wreath is the perfect holiday finishing touch. Add the two large pine trees and our little Christmas house scene is done. The pine trees are adhered with liquid glue and dimensionals. The last thing I need to do is make my banner. I punch out the fishtail end. My stamp is mounted on my stamparatus, so I ink it up with tuxedo black ink and press. Trim the end. Add glue and adhere it to the front. A red rhinestone on the banner finishes the card front, so I mount it on a real red card base with dimensionals. For the inside of the card, I stamp my sentiment in real red ink with my stamparatus and trim the bottom with the last pine tree. Add stamp and seal and adhere it to the inside of the card. And that's my finished card, a pretty updated Americana style Christmas card, a country house with felt as snow, made with the Stampin' Up Coming Home bundle. I have a link to my blog post in the description where you can find all the sizes of cardstock and links to the products I used. Thank you for watching.